Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And today we have a brand new guest with us. Martina Waidhas is with us today, and we're going to be talking about how to ignite your body's natural antidote to stress. And you know, we all experience stress of some sort all the time, right? I know I'm going through some physical stress, not really emotional stress that I can think of, but you know, a little bit of physical stress and maybe a little bit of emotional stress, but there's always something, right? So we're going to be talking to Martina about stress and the body's natural antidote to stress and so much more. So I'm really, you know, interested in this topic and in this call today because stress right now is a big deal for a lot of people. I know a lot of you are being challenged with stress, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual stress, career stress, you know, the whole COVID-19 stress, all sorts of chaos, right? So, and that stress can affect us in different ways. So we're going to talk to Martina about all of that and more. And so for those of you who don't know Martina, she is an alternative health practitioner, a medical intuitive, healer, and communicator who works with both humans and animals to facilitate healing in body, mind, and soul. And she has studied a wide range of healing practices, including epigenetics, quantum healing, energy psychology, spinal column and joint therapy, and has achieved a master level in both Reiki and NIS, neurological integration system therapy. So we're going to talk to Martina a little bit more about her story, about who she is and what she does, because it's the first time that she's here with us. So Martina, welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm just gonna, you know, ask you to just, you know, share with us just a little bit about who you are, because it's your first time on our show, how your journey started with healing, because you know you were a chef in your old
Yes.
life, right? You were a chef in your old life. Right now you're a healer. So can you talk a little bit about how that happened and what made you change from that field to this one?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. Well, everything started, to be honest, way earlier, where I felt a deep connection to nature, to animals in first place. So I was mostly outside playing with all the animals from neighbors, the animals that I found in the woods.
Mhm.
And I noticed that they felt attracted, joining me. And then life goes on, you go to school. Then I decided to become a chef, which was very interesting. And now this adds to what I'm doing. So it might not make sense first when you hear that, but of course, food is one of the most beautiful things we can enjoy every day. And it has a lot of healing capacity, especially when it comes to stress, when it comes to nutrients, vitamins, minerals. So now things fall into place and I can make use of what I learned at that time. And then at the age of 14, I developed shingles,
Mhm.
um, which is a reinfection with the chickenpox virus, very unusual in children or younger people. It mostly comes up when you're older. But for what reason ever, it happened to me at age of 14, and a second herpes virus added on top of that, infecting my entire mouth. So everything was highly inflamed. My teeth were not stable. I could not eat. I could barely drink a sip of water. And it lasts for about 3 weeks.
Mhm.
So 3 weeks of barely drinking anything. But what I noticed after the third day, the first 3 days were horrible. But then a deep feeling of peace, of feeling connected to source, to the universe, started happening for me. I was kind of like permanently connected to the universe, getting questions to getting all answers to my questions. And I felt also a change on my physical body. Some DNA change happened. I had a lot of energy. I didn't lack anything, although not eating for literally 3 weeks, losing 15 kilograms of weight. That's about 7 pounds, I think, whatever.
Mhm.
So really a lot. And something happened. And this was the reason why I had to go through that. It was really painful and a very deep experience. But then I started to dig deeper and to learn different methods, tuning into Reiki, doing things like Psyche, Theta healing. And then finally, I decided a little later, then I started with being a chef. I started to study for the alternative medical practitioner. That's a German specialty, because in Germany you're not allowed to work with humans on a physical or health level if you are not a medical doctor or approved alternative medical practitioner. And so I started that, studying anatomy, physiology. I tapped into the brain, all what is happening inside, outside the body. I was very interested in what our emotions do to us, what our negative thoughts can create. And finally, I came across this method that you mentioned, the neurological integration system, which jumped at me immediately because it's the perfect connection between knowledge and wisdom source. And I developed that method because actually it's a hands-on method, and I made it work over distance for humans and animals. And it is so powerful. And now all the tools that I've ever studied are coming together and are integrated, tuning into the body, asking the universe for answers. And that's basically where I am at now. So, yes.
Beautiful. I love it. And I love how you've been able to use all of the different modalities and all the different therapies together now in what you're doing, because it's not like, they all have some place and they all help in some way, but bring them all together into your own way of doing things, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Exactly.
Good. So we're talking about stress, right? And I was saying to my group earlier today, it's like, right now, summertime, we haven't had too much stress. It's been pretty okay. But, September is coming just around the corner. Schools are going to be back in session. Kids are going to start to go back to school, etc. And then the whole COVID thing is going to phase 2, wave 2, whatever is going to come again. So we got a little bit of breather, but more stress is coming. But the thing is, depending on what part of the world you're in, right now, a lot of people are experiencing stress on different levels. And sometimes this stress we've been experiencing it for a long time. And it's been like compounded, like one thing over on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. So like we're constantly in a mode of stress. So let's talk about that. And, like in the Western world, we always talk about stress, but superficially, I think, I think when in the Western world, when we talk about stress, it's just superficial. I just want to feel calmer. What is stress? Why do we feel stressed? Let's really go deep into that so we can understand that this is not something minor. It's actually something really, really important for us to look at and recognize where we might be feeling that so that we can actually find the right treatment for it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And it's a fact that about 90% of all illness and disease is actually based on stress. Stress is limiting your cell's ability to move. And when something is not moving, when there is a still stand, this means illness, disease, and at the end, death. So our body is normally designed to heal every single minute, every single day. But there is this silent killer. And the problem is it's running on most of the time automatic. We're not talking about the stress, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. That's not the biggest problem. In general, stress is our body's response physically and mentally to any kind of change. Anything that might be unknown, that might be scary. This is what stress means. And our body produces extra energy to deal with the stress, to protect itself against anything that you might see as challenging, difficult, uncertain, frightening, or overwhelming. And it's not just the bad stuff. That's now the funny thing of that, that puts stress on our bodies and on our brain. Even joyous, exciting things might add stress to our bodies and brains. So some people are creating this weekend stress. Oh, we have to do this, we have to go there, we have to, because we have to tell our friends or our coworkers what we did, all exciting things at the weekend, instead of just being happy with what is, doing nothing and enjoying a beautiful day or a rainy day. Why not enjoy? But a rainy day itself can create stress. If you feel, oh God, my God, it's raining, I have to walk the dog and it's raining, that's stress.
Yes, I know. I do that.
I don't do that because our dog refuses to walk out when it's raining. So no problem with that. But it can be so subtle. So
Yeah.
really little things where we do not even pay a lot of attention, but they put another burden on our physical body. And now what happens? We have our peripheral nervous system. Now I'm talking some medical terms. I try to keep it very simple. We have the peripheral nervous system, and part of the peripheral nervous system is our autonomic nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is the point, it's autonomic. It's regulating your breath, your heartbeat, how your vessels are tightened or released. This happens all on automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you might lack an awareness of when stress really happens. And now this autonomic nervous system has actually two parts that are very well known, but there is a third part to it that explains a lot of your symptoms then. We have the sympathetic system, which is the fight and flight system.
Mm-hmm.
This part, which is really important in real life-threatening, dangerous situations.
Right. Yeah.
But our brain is now misinterpreting so many informations as being dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
that this balance between the sympathetic system and the other part, the parasympathetic system, is not guaranteed. So
Because,
the
let's face it, it's not dangerous to walk my dog in the rain.
No,
It's
definitely
not.
not.
But I do get stressed out. And so I check my weather app because it'll tell me when it's going to rain or when the rain's going to stop so that I don't go in the rain because, God forbid I get wet, but it's not a big deal, right? It's really not. But I've made it a
Exactly.
big deal over time.
Using labels and judgment, these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and most of the time, our bodies, our cells should be in a state of the parasympathetic system being active, gaining energy, renewal, healing. And there is a third part that is linked to both of them, interacting with it, which is responsible for your digestive organs, the enteric system. And so it clearly explains when you are stressed that you might have digestive issues,
Mm-hmm.
like diarrhea, constipation, maybe even as severe as chronic inflammation like Crohn's disease.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
can go that deep. And it's really important that those three, at the end, it's the two, the other one, the three, the enteric one is linked to the two others, that this is balanced, that the sympathetic part, the stress, the fight and flight, or freeze, even
Mm-hmm.
freeze modus, is present when necessary. So you're walking on the road and suddenly a car is coming towards you, that you then just react, jump aside, but then you should calm down when the situation is gone and be back in the parasympathetic part where your cells can relax, gain energy, have food. Cells are eating. A cell is only kind of like a small variant of the big body that you
Mm-hmm.
are. And cells only know these two states of being. either moving towards something that is beneficial or moving away from it, so not getting the benefits, or even kind of like still stand.
Mm-hmm.
And moving away and still stand means symptoms, illness, disease, or at the end, death. And the body automatically responds to that. And that is the tricky thing, including our own thoughts and emotions. And own thoughts, negative emotions, negative self communication. When you judge yourself, this is even more toxic than any physical toxin you might eat or drink. But do you have the awareness? Have you ever listened to your self communication? Oh my God, I have 2 kilos too much. I did not go jogging this morning. My God, I'm so lazy. I can't do that. One of the worst things you can ever say, I can't. And all of that releases a chemical response within each of your cells. And this chemical response can be either positive or when it comes to the negative things, it is really toxic. And then your cells are fueled with toxins. And you can imagine that this is linked to a lot of different discomfort, not feeling well, illness, disease is linked to that. And it can start with very little things like headaches from time to time, insomnia, tiredness, or you're constantly having colds. No corona, no COVID, just common colds.
Yeah.
Digestive upsets, as I said, or restlessness, anxiety, forgetfulness, not to forget muscle tightness, neck, shoulder area, very common, lower back pain, mood swings, or feeling bored, teeth grinding, all of that linked to stress, which is sounds unbelievable, but it is true. And we really need to find a way to balance our stress, to relax and heal. And
But
it
you
is
know,
possible.
but most people, when you say to them, "Oh, I think you're under stress," the first response is, "No, no, I'm fine. I'm not under stress. I'm not under any stress. I'm fine. Everything is good." That's the first answer. I remember my doctor used to say that to me all the time. "You're under stress." It's like, "No, I'm not under any stress. I'm fine," right? Because we think stress is going to be like something major, right? We're not thinking about those little things, about little irritants that add up. We're not thinking about our thoughts, our negative thoughts, patterns all the time. We're not thinking about all of that. We think it's going to be something big, like we have to sell the house. That's majorly stressful. We are getting married. That's majorly stressful. A parent dies. That's majorly stressful. So that's what we're
Yeah,
thinking of when we think about stress. We're not thinking about
yeah,
the day-to-day stuff, right?
that's true. And one of the worst things that adds stress to you is watching mainstream news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not yet now, especially linked to that time of virus and election and whatever is going on, but there is only negative things.
Mm-hmm.
So the human brain is kind of like wired to focus on the negative, and every negative thing, no matter what it is, causes stress. It's low vibration, it's stress. And news is always only negative. They never report something beautiful.
Yeah, that is true.
And
I don't watch the
so
news.
so the best thing you can do is just throw out your TV, or at least skip the mainstream news
Yeah.
or anything negative. And they have such a huge power over us, and all the neighbors and everybody talking negative. Stay away from those things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not yours, it's not interesting. be for yourself, focus on yourself. That's way more interesting.
Absolutely.
And talk
Totally.
nicely to you.
Yeah, that's the one that we forget about, right? Because we're not aware of how not nicely we're talking to ourselves.
Yep.
We're just not aware of it, right? So
Yep, exactly.
how can we balance the autonomic nervous system? Because it's out of balance, right? So how can we balance that on our own?
Okay, for yourself, one of the most powerful things, and I also created a recording, is deep belly breathing. People always don't believe because they say, well, I'm breathing anyway. Yes, you are breathing anyway, but you are not breathing in a beneficial way.
Right. Yeah.
And it is actually very easy. If you expand the lungs fully, the lower parts of your lungs, there are receptor cells for your parasympathetic system. So that system that lets you calm down instantly and then heal and gain energy. And when you breathe in deeply, these receptor cells will be activated. This is the first benefit that you get from deep belly breathing. Your body will calm down instantly. There is no other way. You can be totally upset. Have one deep belly breath and you will calm down instantly. Then you get a lot of more oxygen. And the oxygen, a lack of oxygen, is another reason for developing a disease, an illness. And your brain gets a lot of oxygen. So creativity is back. You will be productive. Lots of ideas suddenly there. So only doing this one thing may be a game changer. Then there are lots of things that you can do on your own. Going out in the sun, beautiful. But don't use any sunscreen, sun blocker or anything. Just go there and trust that sun is not dangerous if you don't stay like for 3 hours.
Yeah. Exactly. 10-15 minutes is perfect. I do that every day whenever I can, whenever there's sun. For sure. It makes a huge difference. I notice it right away in my body, Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Then going out into the woods, into the forest. And if you feel like, just hug a tree. They are so powerful. They listen to you. They take your pain and everything on, and they also give you answers. So go out there, if possible, do it barefoot. Then the earth will just change the negative ions in your body and replace them with positive ones. So you will be fueled just by doing that, being in contact with that, just feeling consciously that you're standing on the surface of Mother Earth. That is so powerful. And then, of course, some of the things like yoga, so powerful. Meditation, if you like it. There are so many ways. Qigong, whatever you like. Dancing, singing. There are so powerful ways, and it's easy. It's for free. You can do it wherever you want. And this is what is right at your hand. It's always there. Just do it whenever you can make it possible.
Sounds simple and easy to do, right?
Yep. Sometimes I think that's some problem why so many people don't do it, because it sounds too simple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, too simple.
So many things are overcomplicated, and you have to have kind of like a course and a product and anything to do. No, keep it simple.
Absolutely. I like that. So let's talk a little bit about, we're going to be taking some live caller questions, right?
Yes.
So for those of you who are going to be wanting to raise your hand, you can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. But what types of questions are you wanting to take, Martina?
Well, what I would really love for this call, because we do not have that much time, if someone has a certain issue where stomach problems, lower back pain, anything like that. And I can tune in and see where it guides me. Is it more now physical based? Is it more emotional based? Maybe do some instant clearings if that is appropriate. So things like that would be really great.
Awesome, cool. So we're going to take some in just a minute. I just wanted to ask still just a few more little quick questions. So for most of us, you know, what can you say would be our biggest struggle, our biggest challenge, do you think?
You're talking about why people reach out to me?
Yeah, why people reach out to you. What are they struggling with when they do reach out to you?
Well, mostly it's pain, physical pain,
Mm-hmm.
because our emotional or our, let's start different. Our body is mirroring our emotional state of being. So it will come up with pain. Your body is showing somehow that something is not okay, that something in your life should be changed and be looked at.
Right.
And so it's mostly the physical pain or chronic illness, chronic disease, or very often it happens when people reach out where they have symptoms, they clearly feel symptoms,
Mm-hmm.
and the doctor cannot find anything.
Mm-hmm.
There is no blood work what that gives result. There is no MRI, no CT, no nothing. And the doctor says, I
Yeah.
have no idea. In
Yeah.
best case, you are diagnosed with things like chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia. So kind of like a label that he can
Mm-hmm.
put on you. And then he lets you go and says, well, there is nothing that we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. True. I hate those
Unfortunately,
types of
yes.
answers, like, or they say, you know, I can't find anything, so it must be a virus of some sort. It's like, okay, thanks for your help. All right, so we're gonna take a few questions. So we have a few hands raised, and Caroline, I think I know what you're gonna ask about, but I could be totally wrong. So go ahead, unmute yourself.
What am I going to ask?
Is it about the hot flashes?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is fine because this is it's fine. Yeah, that's been bothering you for a long time. So yeah, go ahead, Caroline.
Hot flashes, menopause, 7 years.
Mm-hmm. But what if I tell you it's not only about menopause? Maybe it had been menopause, but the hot flashes that you're experiencing lately have to do with ascension symptoms, cellular upgrade, all the energy that is going on, Schumann resonance. I have no idea if you've ever heard of that, but this is this Earth's own frequency. And this one was for centuries on 7.83 hertz and now bouncing back and forth, sometimes going up to 90. And this all influences our physical body. We are in the midst of an evolution moving towards the fifth dimension, and we need to adapt. Our physical body is adapting. So I know exactly what you're talking about because I have those symptoms as well. And so it might have been a mix between the menopause, but now it is something different. It has definitely not to do with menopause anymore.
So even when they come around the same time in the middle of the night, around the same time during the day as well?
No, it has nothing to do. I don't get any answers around that. No menopause. What time of the day do they appear?
3:15, around 3:15. Then they seem to start up again around the 5 o'clock mark, and then around the 8 o'clock mark, and then 2:22, around between 2 and 2:20. Because usually when I get up, I've had enough. I have to have something to drink. It's 2:22, and I know 2:22 is an angelic.
I just wanted to mention, did you notice the time?
Yeah.
So any more questions?
So what can she do about it now? Then that's my question for her, is like, what can she do?
Only thing you can do is to just surrender and acknowledge that it is an ascension process, that it has to do with a cellular upgrade. It's also to be understood as a burning of old energy, of old layers that are still present, burning them from a cellular level, opening up resilience, allowing it, and also telling the universe that you are ready, that you are willing to take the next step. That's all you can do. There's not a lot more that you can do. But I think this is enough because we have the power. We are divine creators. So if you clearly tell the universe, I am ready, I'm ready to take the next step, I'm ready for that, then the universe will support you with that. Just trust the process.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Caroline. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna go to Pat. Pat, do you want to unmute yourself?
Hello, thank you.
Hi, Pat.
A couple of days ago, my blood pressure was going up later in the day. And I thought maybe I'd change meds, but that didn't seem to work. And my body said, no, go back on the other one I've been on. And it's lowering. It's because I have to, take it for a few days, and it's lowering, but it was kind of shocking to see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt I must be connecting to the frequencies maybe coming in, or who knows.
Can you remember the day when that happened?
Yeah, I think it was the 24th. 24th.
24. If I remember correctly, we had this new moon, and this was really, really powerful.
Okay.
And you're right, it's linked to energy, because I'm not sensing any physical issue, that anything with your heart or your arteries or anything might not be okay. Have a lot of natural vitamin E.
Okay.
Like nuts. Do you like almonds?
Yes, I do. I eat them.
Beautiful. Have more of them.
Okay.
It's the best thing to regulate blood pressure. Either up or down, it doesn't matter. It's self-regulating.
I'm on a low dose meds, so it's unstabilizing. But my body said, go back on the ones you've been on,
Okay. Do you use statins?
No.
Okay.
No.
Glad to hear that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Blessings.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
And that's my guidance too. I ask my guides, is this a serious condition? No. And sometimes it's the Schumann resonance or something hitting me,
Yeah.
But it's challenging. What can I say?
It is what it is right now, right?
I know, honey.
We're going through ascension.
I tell my body I love you, a couple times a day.
Yeah.
And give myself compassion. Yes.
Only thing that you can do. Sometimes I'm asking kind of like, can I have a break, please? But no.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
That too.
Then I have to rest,
Yeah.
My body says, lay down, rest for a little bit, give yourself a break.
Exactly.
Sure.
Perfect.
So keep listening to your body. Awesome. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Roshni, I'm gonna go ahead and then, all right. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Laura. Hi, Martina. I just loved everything you said, Martina. Thank you so much for sharing all that. So Lara's going to laugh at me because I'm going to talk about my feet.
I kind of figured.
So I had a problem with my left foot, and that cleared after 4 years. And now, since last September, I have a problem with my ankles. They're saying it's Achilles tendonitis on my right foot. Now, I know it's because I'm not moving forward from my job, but sometimes the pain is excruciating. Like yesterday, what I noticed is I was hating my job because I've been home this week. I was sitting there absolutely cursing all my colleagues and the job, and I was in so much pain. And then today I realized You need to love them. You need to stop. And I'm not in so much pain today, but I don't know if you can shed some light towards it.
Well, I can tell you what's the origin of your pain. It's the adrenals,
Ooh.
because your adrenal, and it is the adrenal cortex. Yes, the adrenal cortex, which produces mineralocorticoids and corticoids. So all the steroid thing that is linked to this tendon.
Oh.
And so it clearly links me to your adrenals, that they are a little bit stressed, which makes sense now you telling me that story. And I can only recommend, just change your situation.
Mm. Yeah, I'm
Or
trying.
the situation will change you. Don't
Yeah.
try it, just
Yeah.
do it, and trust that the universe
Yeah.
has something for you. When you are not making a clear cut, the
Yeah.
universe will not deliver you anything different, because you're kind of like blocked. It's already in front of the door, waiting for you.
Right.
But now it's like, oh my God, I hate that job, but I'm scared of quitting there. I don't know, maybe where does the money come from? Who pays the bills? Just do it and trust.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
So
You're
that's the
so
second
welcome.
message you got
Yeah.
around just do it.
Yes.
Okay, in the past month
Absolutely.
or so or whatever, I don't know how long, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's amazing. Thank you, Martina.
You're
Thank
so
you,
welcome.
Roshni.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rosny.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah, well, thank you. That was fun. I have fun sometimes because it's like, yeah, you know, you already got the message, but now you're getting like, you know, a deeper meaning of the actual pain that you're having, right? So it kind of gives you a little bit more clarity too on, okay, this, because you knew it was linked to not moving, and now you've got a better understanding of physically what's happening. And so sometimes for me that helps, you know, gives me that clarity, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Roshni. Thank you, Martina. That was good. All right, Devki, you want to unmute yourself? Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, hi, Martina. Hi, Laura. Yes, I have a problem with my thyroids. In fact, I have chronic medication, and it causes a constriction in my throat, and sometimes I can't breathe, and I have a pain on my throat. You can add some light to that.
Well, first of all, what is your situation that you are feeling uncomfortable with? This is always a problem when it comes to thyroid, not being comfortable in a certain situation. And now you said you have this feeling of kind of like cannot breathe.
Yes.
Breathing is life source.
Mm-hmm.
And also your thyroid trying to kind of like produce more. Is it an autoimmune disorder they diagnosed?
They just said to me it was a thyroid problem.
I love medical
Yeah.
doctors. They have no clue about the thyroid, but talking. What kind of medication do they give you? May I ask that?
Thyroxine.
Thyroxine. Would you maybe consider having just some iodine? Because this is what I'm testing, simply a lack of iodine. And in a reflectory way, your thyroid grows to produce what needs to be produced.
Mm-hmm.
And then the situation to help heal your thyroid completely, there is some situation, family issues, anything like that.
Is there some family situation that's unresolved, Devki?
No, not at the present moment, but in my past, I lived with my grandmother.
Okay.
There was lots of issues there.
Yeah, that's still kind of like an issue, seems to be in your life due to that. And those things can be very, very stressful because it happened to you when you were younger.
Yes.
So, and children till the age of 6 or 7, they cannot deal with emotions. They have only subconsciousness. And only thing they can do is kind of like bury the emotions deep, deep down inside. And then later, they're influencing you in your current life and create
Hmm.
really, really big problems. So it would be really good if you start working on that and
Yeah.
release that kind of trauma,
Okay.
whatever it was.
Okay, Devki?
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank
You're
you very much.
welcome.
Awesome, good, thank you. All right, we're gonna take, we're gonna go to Bianca and then we're gonna go to Angela. So Bianca, you wanna unmute yourself?
I was gonna talk about two things. I also have thyroid issues, but I know what's about. I have some pain sometime coming in the back here, and I'm wondering if it's ascension, like right in all over the small cervical. And I'm wondering if it's ascension or if it's something else. And I have been also diagnosed this morning as having low vitamin B12, so I'm gonna need to get injection from that. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay. It would be interesting to look at your blood works because I'm always interested in what doctors are
Yeah,
reading
they're
there.
always fun. It's like, is it
Yeah.
really B12? I've been really stressed the last few years.
So maybe you consider having a session with me, then I'm happy to look over your blood work and get some more clarity because I'm reading those things in a different way. Where exactly do you mean at your...
At the base of the skull here, right the bone that's right over the small
Okay, yeah.
cerebral, right here on both sides.
Well, that's linked to cranial nerve 10, which is the nerve vagus, the main cranial nerve for the autonomic nervous system for the parasympathetic part.
Okay.
Then the cerebellum is linked there, and a little bit down you have some kidney issues, some burn on the kidneys, and this is all linked to that whole area.
Okay.
It has, of course, also to do with the ascension and all the energies going on. What could you release here? Did you experience any loss, any separation from either animal, human, anything?
Well, I'm not at work right now, and I'm not with the group that I was in. So pretty much group is gone, and we were like a small family at one point. But many years ago now, when I was 40, um, my friend Roseanne died, and she was also my manager at work.
Mm-hmm.
But she died of cancer, and we were really
Mm-hmm.
close. So that's the only thing I can think of. Although I think I've gone over that, but that's...
Well, those things sit deep, and it's okay to feel like that. Maybe there was some energy lately that reminded you.
Yeah, I think every time I think about work, it's almost like from then on, work didn't work really well with me.
Okay.
So that where
See,
it
and
used to be a
this,
good place.
yeah. So that makes sense to me that this can be linked and a part of the issue. I think it's not a single issue. It's part ascension, part now this kind of loss and grieving the loss, cranial nerve 10, relaxation, stress.
Yeah.
So all playing together because it's all linked in that one area.
So I started doing breathing exercise lately and things like that. So that will all
Beautiful.
help. Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
definitely.
So do more nature walk and breathing and things like that. Yes.
Super, fantastic.
Thank
Cool.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca. All right, Angela, I'm not sure if you can talk, but Angela was talking about right breast pain and constant ankle aches, especially at night.
Right wrist and ankles.
Right breast pain.
Breast.
Mhm.
Okay. First of all, to calm you down, we're not talking about cancer or anything in the breast. This has to do with over-delivering, giving more than you should, and all of that to some male person, whoever that is, husband, partner, son, whatever, dad. And the ankles are about moving forward. There is no physical damage or any tendon, ligament, cartilage. It's a lot of emotional baggage there that is holding you back and showing up in the ankles.
I'm nodding yes, because I know Angela, I'm not sure if she can speak, but all of that I think made total sense, Angela, no? I think so. I know Angela pretty well, so I would say yes, but if you can type back in, Angela, that'd be great. She said, wow, makes total sense.
Okay. Well, not sure if I should be happy or
You should
not.
be happy, of course. I mean, it's a good thing, but it is something that, it's like, it just means that, we're getting the messages. Our body is giving us messages. We're not always interpreting them correctly, but the body is sending us messages, and it resonates with what's going on in her life.
It's mostly never ever the physical structure itself that comes up with the problem. It's maybe like 10% of everything is purely physical.
Mm-hmm.
All the rest origin comes from emotions and then manifesting. And of course the physical things add on. So our body gives us signs that we should have some time of rest, but we don't listen. So we may fall down the stairs and break our leg. Then we have to have a break, or we get a cold and we have to lay down. This is how our body reacts. And sometimes if we don't listen, the noise that the body is making, signs are getting louder and louder and louder. And first it's something little like some headache, nauseous feeling, some diarrhea. But then one day you have to learn, I have cancer, which is actually not a drama. Cancer is the manifestation of an unresolved emotion. And we can be grateful for our physical body showing us this tumor. And then we can look, where is the tumor? Okay, stomach, then we have a fear issue, liver, frustration, thyroid, as I said, feeling in a certain situation. If it's blood cancer, life source itself. So it's kind of like easy looking at the things, working on them, and the tumor will just dissolve, will be released. Like all the other tumors that we have during our lifetimes. It's 8 to 10 tumors that we have no clue that they are even here.
Wow. So Diane's asking a question. Sorry, Diane, just thought now. And she said, I have had right-sided pain from the side of my head into every joint in my body, including the ribs. It has been on and off for many years and has started again today. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but I'm assuming it's pain in the right side of the body, starting from the side of the head into every joint in the body, including the ribs. Okay.
This has something to do with the brain control, because left hemisphere is controlling right side of the body. So something is not connected properly. And right side is male side. So also some problems with male energy, more the own male part of energy. So female, male energy not balanced.
Mhm.
Yeah, those things need to come together. So integrating what's not connected in the brain, which I could help with that condition,
Mhm.
and also looking where is the problem, integrating the male and the female and balancing that. It's very important that we integrate and balance the male and the female parts.
Mhm.
And so many women are kind of like fearful of the male energy because they think it's negative, it's not good, but it's not. The male energy is what grounds us, what keeps us down. We are in 5D somewhere flying around, but the male energy keeps us down and down to earth and connected.
Mhm.
And so it's very, very important. And we are only whole if we balance all of that.
Yeah, for sure. You need both to be in balance.
Yeah.
Okay, so Angela's asking, oh, so Diane says, just to talk about that, she said, I had my male and female energy balanced a few weeks ago.
Well,
Interesting.
what can I say? Maybe
I was gonna
somebody
say it
tried
wasn't
to
balanced.
do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't balanced by Martina. Martina can only speak to her work, so
Yeah.
it wasn't balanced
So
by Martina.
maybe we're talking a different level, you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
Different people, different healer experience different levels. And at least the level that I was sensing, and this is a kind of like advanced level, this is not the basic level, there is still some imbalance. And the physical body, when it had experienced those things for such a long time, there is an imprint on the pain memory, there is an imprint in the cells, and this is maybe triggered only through this information, through this other layer that I am sensing.
Yeah, cool. So Angela's asking, can you work with her father-in-law on advanced macular degeneration?
I can work with your father-in-law if he's open and if it's meant for him to heal. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, as much as we would like healing for our parents, we have to remember it's their journey.
Yeah.
As well, right? And Bianca was asking, is it because we do not acknowledge the feeling that it transforms into pain? So when we have physical pain in the body, is it because we haven't acknowledged the feeling that it transforms into pain?
I hope I understand that now correctly. Physical pain, our body takes on the pain to show us that something is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have enough of awareness, watching our thoughts, watching our words, having the awareness of noticing the little triggers, step back and not tap into it,
Mm-hmm.
then we can avoid the pain. But as long as we do not have that awareness, our body helps us seeing what we are missing otherwise. And
Mm-hmm.
therefore, yes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a question for you. Two questions for you, okay? And this is kind of related to what somebody asked. I don't know, something about the ankles. I don't know if it's the ankles per se, but feet, ankles. I know Roshni asked about feet. I know Angela asked about ankles, and there was somebody else that asked about feet or ankles as well. But like sometimes when, you know, like let's say I'm sitting on the couch for a while, I'm working, or I get up from bed in the morning and I put my feet on the ground, it's hard to walk. Like my feet hurt. Is that the ankles or is that the feet, or like what is that? And it's like I'm always never comfortable sleeping I don't know, with my feet. It's like, am I not grounded? Am I like way off in the everywhere land? And so then when I come back, it's like, I don't want to be here. Yeah, Roshni says me too. Okay, thank God, it's not just me.
All of that might be true a little bit. We have such hard jobs when we sleep, so it can totally be. First of all, what I'm sensing is the fascia in the sole of your feet, the plantar fascia, seems to be quite challenged, maybe a little bit inflamed. How is that called? I don't know, that Edie's word that talks about inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, it would be great if you could support on that level, because with the plantar fascia, everything is related in your leg. All the tendons, ligaments are connected. Do you feel it more up when how is that called? This
No,
part?
no,
No,
it's no,
just
just the
solely
feet.
down.
Yeah.
Just the feet.
Yeah.
Detox.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you could use some Vic Vaporub, for example, to have the detox work on the soles of your feet. Then the fascia, what can we do about the fascia? Some frankincense would be great.
On my feet, on the bottom of my feet.
Yes, you can apply some frankincense oil if you have that,
Yep.
or even capsules are very, very good.
Okay, cool. So Roshni, that's for me and you. And anybody else. So Vicks Vapor Rub, which I used to put on the bottom of my feet when I would have a cough or a sore throat, so that I could sleep at night, right? But I never thought about doing that for anything else, you know. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. And frankincense, I have frankincense right here. See? No, yeah, there you go. So so the other thing I was going to ask you really quickly, and this is kind of like, we talked about this a little bit when we talked a couple months ago about my left hip lower back pain, right? I still have it, right? But what's interesting, or not so interesting, I don't know. Last week, my mother was on a ladder and she fell off the ladder. She missed a step and fell off the ladder and fell into a box of tools. And so now, where she hurt, in that exact same spot, just above the left hip. And it's like, ugh. So she's in a lot of pain. She's down from 20. It was like from 1 to 10, she was at 20. Now she's down to 8. So it's like awesome. But so it's interesting that we're both feeling the same thing. And so I was talking to her today and she was in tears because she's not used to receiving support. So right now she can't do anything. So my two sisters have had to come over. My son is there right now, you know, to help her out. My dad is doing stuff that he's never done before, or okay, I'll give him some credit. He can do it, but he doesn't normally, right? So she's not used to receiving support. She's not used to asking for support, all that wonderful stuff. So I know when it comes to the lower back, it's all about support. When it comes to the left side, it's about receiving, right? And it's also about the connection to not just the divine feminine, but just to, you know, receiving support from the divine or from spirit, right?
Absolutely. And on
Anything
top
else?
of that, what I sense is that you have a very close connection to your mom. And so your mom kind of like, I don't know if she knows about your discomfort.
No.
But she might have sensed it and kind of like animals do that, wanted to help you take it for you. And the other part is her lesson.
Yeah.
Asking, receiving, saying, yeah, okay, it's okay to just be, it's okay to do nothing. It's okay that others now do things for me.
And that's what I told her. I told her that today, you know.
Yeah.
But it's hard for her. She was crying, she was in tears, and I you know, so I did tell her that, you know.
Maybe some downloading for her, because if that is not known in her system, she will get confused.
Yeah.
So it would be good to kind of like download those emotions for her, because
she's never had support, and she's never you know, she's just never had, and so she's not used to.
Is she seriously injured? Did something happen? Does she have to have surgery or
No, they think it's just
painful?
Painful muscle, but the doctor said it could be 6 to 8 weeks. And so when she heard that, she was like even more, it's like, how am I supposed to live for 6 to 8 weeks, right? Like this kind of thing.
Does she have access to arnica?
No, I mean, I'm going to get somebody to get her some, but she doesn't know what that is. But other people have
Doesn't
mentioned
matter.
it.
Arnica's C30. Where does she live?
In Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea if she can get quark over there? This fresh cheese where you can make cake from? You should know.
Okay, Bianca's saying yes. So
yeah. So have the low-fat variant and put that on the area of concern. It will help with the inflammation, take out the swelling. So this will help tremendously good. Put it on for like 20 minutes and then replace it, and then you can do it again. Amazing thing to do.
Okay, cool. I will tell one of my sisters to get it.
3 weeks, and she's fit again.
Oh, good. I will let her know. So what can I do now for me? Let's go
for
back
you.
to me. Let's go back
well,
to me for a second.
Mom.
Let's go back to me for today. I'm in a lot of pain, so I was like, oh my God.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would look at my iliosacral joint. This seems to be kind of like tight. You know where the iliosacral joint is? This very tiny joint, the lower back.
Yeah.
And it's held in place with lots of ligaments and tendons, and it's very tight. But as soon as it's blocked, and in that case, I would really consider seeing some osteopath, physiotherapist to just manipulate it a little bit to free it from that. And maybe the psoas, this little tiny sole muscle, the psoas muscle, which is also called the soul muscle.
Oh, soul muscle.
Link, yeah, for ascension and moving on.
Oh, I never heard of that. Oh my.
Never. You should look into yoga. I think in yoga they're talking about that. But this is it's a very tiny muscle underneath some other muscles, but when it's under pressure, a nerve runs directly underneath, and then it causes tremendous issues. You cannot just lay on it. You can barely walk. It's exhausting. So in that case, I would really suggest some physical, because those structures are so solid, so massive, that it would be good somebody brings in some movement. But you can breathe. To start with, you can breathe into that area.
Okay, cool.
Kind of like breathing in, then really bringing tension into that area, strengthen the muscle, hold it, and then release. Because then you get movement into that area, and then the cells can start moving. All the waste and rubbish that needs to go can leave there, and you will feel better quite quickly.
Okay, cool. I will definitely look into that.
Don't forget the soul path. This is the main reason why this hurts. Sorry.
I'm not surprised. Yeah. I've been doing a little bit of questioning around that lately.
It's about trusting that it will come at the right timing. And that's the most tricky thing, patience and trust.
The two things I don't have.
How could I know?
I have no patience, and I'm a little lacking in trust sometimes, for sure.
Yeah, but this is the point. This is the 5D energy. Be okay with what is. Send out your vision, and then let the universe do whatever it needs to do. The when and the how is not our job to do.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
I know, it's
Thank you. That was amazing. Part. That was amazing. What do you guys like? I don't know what to say. Like, I'm like shocked. That was amazing. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Oh my goodness. Breathe, breathe, breathe. It's like you're like so on point as well, you know, like soul muscle, really? Didn't know there was such a thing. And yes, soul path, yes, I am like recently just looking at that, you know, so it's like, and then me and my mom so connected. Yeah, absolutely. And you're right, sometimes when I don't tell her anything, and she just has a feeling that there's something wrong, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and of course I don't want to tell her, because then she worries, you know. So like nobody will ever see me post on Facebook anything ever bad, physical, emotional, anything bad. No one will ever see that, because my mom looks at my Facebook, right? And then she'd be calling me like 500 times a day. Are you okay? What's wrong? Are you okay? What's wrong? Right?
But she will sense it. She will sense it anyway.
Yeah.
If you put it down or not, doesn't matter. It's just the energy.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So thank you. That was, oh my God, that was amazing. Sandra is asking, I love this. We have all these questions about feet, ankles, you know, it's like Sandra's saying my left foot and toes are 70% numb and cold most of the time. Yeah, it's been like this for almost 2 years. I tried many things without success. Can you feel what's going on in the area? So this is Sandra.
There is some nerve disrupted, some peripheral nerve that is innervating that area, and also the blood flow is restricted.
That would make sense.
It somehow starts around the knee. Maybe there is something that the nerve is compressed. It's already starting weak from the lower back going down. So the entire left leg is kind of like a bit limited in everything. If that makes any sense, this is what I'm sensing here. I would clearly look for some support. I'm also sensing lack of B vitamins, CBD, so the cannabinoid system, the body's own cannabinoid system, would be great to be supported. Magnesium, 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 magnesium. Magnesium malate, because I'm sensing some burnout, not depression, but really not a very good state of emotional, mental being. So kind of like sadness, and the magnesium malate would be really great to use. And it helps also with the nervous system, with the nerve of the leg, with the brain, everything. So that would be really great to add.
Awesome. Thank you. Sandra, let us know how that resonates with you. She's like, oh, okay. Thanks for the advice. Good. Good. So glad it resonates.
Thank
All right.
you.
So I wanted to talk a little bit, Martina, about the special offer and the packages that you have for us today. So, because there's two, right? There's two packages. For those of you who are on the live page, you can just click on special offer. Those of you who are not, you can go to alara.at/show/Martina8. And so, so Martina, package A, and this is all about, not just about stress, but this is about well-being, right? Not just stress, but well-being. How we can all be more healthy, have a better state of mind and physical. So let's talk a little bit about the special offer. In package A, it's like these 10 recordings, right? And these are to ignite your body's natural antidote to stress. So do you want to just talk a little bit about some of these recordings and how they can help us, and who would this program be for?
Well, okay. Well, who would that program be for? Literally everyone, because all of the recordings are, first of all, very powerful, and everybody needs it. So as you said, it's not only about stress, but of course, everything is linked to stress. So if it's the breathing, if it's the vitamins, if we are under stress, our body uses more of vitamins, minerals, trace minerals. So we need more of them. If we don't breathe properly, we will come up with physical issues. our monkey mind always telling us, no, that's not possible. Yeah, but it is not helpful at all most of the time. Then heavy metal release. Let's just start telling you what recordings I have. I have The Power of Oxygen. I've been talking about that one.
Mhm.
And there is nothing more to add about the oxygen and calming down instantly, balancing metabolism, increasing the lung capacity for, in general, having more of oxygen just by normal breathing. Then connecting with your intuition. This is kind of like helping release your inner healer, and your body already knows how to heal, but you need to help and support your body.
Mhm.
And the recording will help you connect with your intuition so you can understand the messages that your body gives you to heal yourself. So I think this is very important and frees you from a lot of other things. Then access your soul's wisdom. This is kind of like your key to ascension and enlightenment. When I connect to your soul that holds all the wisdom of all ages.
Mhm.
And when you strengthen the connection to your own soul, you will get the answers to questions about life and what is your place, what is your purpose, what am I doing here? So also very, very helpful. Then one very interesting energetic supplements. So this means to give your body what it needs. Actually, it's self-regulating, talking about vitamins, minerals that are the building blocks of life. But our food, unfortunately, cannot provide us with enough of them. There is just a lack, and the official numbers that they are putting out there, they are too low. They are that low that we hopefully be chronic patients for big pharma. So we need to fuel our body with those things, and you will kind of like download energetically those vitamins, minerals, trace minerals that your body needs. Pay attention, always control your levels. So don't just reduce everything, always control it, because you have to really trust that this works like that. If you have a doubt, then always control what's going on. It's powerful, it's working. I'm doing that for long. I upgraded it with the newest energy according to the 5D. So it is working. But if you're kind of like, I'm not sure if this works, does it really offer vitamin D3? I'm not sure. So please have your levels checked and then make a conscious decision if that is enough for you. Maybe you have a body where you need extra vitamin C, or in times like now where it's really stressful, talking about virus, it can never harm to have an extra dose of vitamin C. There's nothing wrong with that. So then we have the heavy metal release, of course, also light metal like aluminum. Those nasty little creepy things that tend to sit in our brains and don't want to move there, that are known to cause Alzheimer's and Parkinson and whatever it's called. And we need to keep track on this detox constantly. It's in our food, it's in the air, it's in the soil. 70% of all mercury is out in the sea. So when you go swimming, which is actually something beautiful, you also get some mercury. And when you have some sea fish, which is also good, but you also get a dose of mercury. So it really makes sense to keep track and help your body release the mercury, aluminum, formaldehyde, whatever is out there on a daily basis. It takes away burden from your physical body so it can take care about other areas where you might have still some issues. Then one interesting thing, power against harmful frequencies. We are surrounded by frequencies. Computer, mobiles, the universe, Earth, other people. And now on top of that, 5G, G, not D. And this can be really scary. Totally get that. It is influencing us, our body. We are true and pure energy. So of course we will be influenced by anything that is vibrating from outside. And this recording can help protect you from the negative effects of any frequency. And this is important because we need to be in our own very unique frequency and not be driven by outer frequencies. So very, very interesting. Protection from germs. So talking about viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites, whatever is out there, always makes sense, not only in the time of the C virus, if it exists or not, or if it's existing in the form they tell us is not interesting. There are lots of known and unknown viruses and bacteria out there, and we have a lot of them in our bodies. They live there. We couldn't live without them. But when they are overgrowing, we come up with problems. And it's about helping the body, the brain, to balance, reduce them to a normal, healthy level. Then autonomic nervous system. This is now the natural's antidote to stress. You will find inner peace and calm down and improve the flow of energy through your body through listening to that recording. So I think this is a very beautiful one. Quiet the monkey mind. I don't like the monkey mind, the expression, but everybody knows what I mean. And I created this recording where you can listen to it. And every time you listen to it, you can work on another story. It's kind of like a process, a self-help process where I guide you through and you just fill in the blanks and work on the area that bothers you. So this is beautiful and can be used over and over and over again, and you can grow and walk the path of ascension quite a bit more and further.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And then I have one, becoming more resilient. I've been talking about resilience earlier, and what I found is that resilience is the key to everything. Everything that you resist will persist. Every time when you go in resonance with someone, you will end up in arguments, in discussions, nasty words, whatever. If you are resilient, just let it pass through. It will bother you for a few seconds, and then you notice, oh, it's not mine, I'm not interested. So that's one of the most important things, resilience. Just let it pass through like the clouds in the sky, no matter what. Is it yours? No? Let it pass.
Yeah, that's really important to be aware of. Is something yours, right? You know, and usually it's not, right? But we hook onto it, right? We think it's ours. We make it important. We make it more powerful, and then we get stuck with it.
Yep, true.
So these are 10 recordings that we can listen to every day, a regular basis, right? They're not too long, as far as I can tell, right?
No, they're around 10 to 15 minutes. You can listen to them consciously. The breathing one, you should listen consciously because I would love you to follow what I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
All the others, if you are bored about listening to my voice or what I say, just put them on silent. The main thing is the frequency that I put it in the recording, and it's a high vibrational frequency. I'm using light frequencies plus normal frequencies, choosing whatever fits to the recording, what I'm doing. So it will also work if you listen on silence, and you can put it on a loop. You cannot overdose. All is self-regulating.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't need, your body just chooses not to get anything from that recording, but maybe the next one is for you. If you listen to a recording and notice that you feel uncomfortable, just stop the recording, go on to the next one, or start again the next day. All is fine. You cannot do anything wrong with that. There is no particular, you do not have to follow
There's no
how it's
order,
there.
but yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
was lacking that word.
Yeah,
There
there's
is no
order.
order. You can start with just one recording because you feel called to listen to it. You can listen to all of them in a row. Do whatever your intuition tells you.
Awesome. Good. Thank you. So those are 10 recordings in package A, and then package B includes all of the 10 recordings plus a 45-minute personal session with you. So what does that look like? A 45-minute personal session with you?
That can be anything. I experienced a lot of things happening in that session. Sometimes somebody wants to share with me something that is going on, some connect to do some clearings, some integrations to help with the problem. We can do some mindset process where we work on a negative thought, a negative emotion, and put it on neutral, a trauma that happened someday. So anything can be possible within that session. And we have 45 minutes. This is quite a lot of time. And I think it's a very powerful thing to do and give yourself the chance to clear some nasty things that are bothering you. Yeah, that's all I can say to that now.
Awesome. Thank you. And so there are lots of testimonials on the special offer page, but can you share a few that, really come to your mind about some of the work that people have experienced with you, some of the changes that people have experienced with you?
Let me just.
I know, right? I'm like putting you on the spot, right? Nobody wants to toot their own horn, but it's like, why not? Because it's like because like you said, it's like anything is possible during a session with you, right?
Yes, that's true. But as you can imagine, my brain is not really in this world. So I have to have some papers. And can you imagine my chaos in papers? No, you can't.
Oh, I can imagine. But I'm just I'm so happy that you're able to stay on video the whole time. Remember, you were like worried that you wouldn't be able to, and you did great.
Well, I thought I'm looking quite good. I love looking at the people. They might look looking at me. So why not? I have nothing to hide. Only
Exactly.
I need some papers because my mind is somewhere. And
and that's the thing. It's like, when we're doing these shows on video, it's like, for me, it's so much more fun being able to see people's expressions, seeing, what is coming up for them, and they can see me and my reactions. And of course, I have a face that, shows everything. I don't have a poker face at all. So it's like everything is gonna just come out to the surface, but it's like people can get to see the real you, who you are, right? And so even when people are watching you, listening to you, Martina, it's like they're getting a feel, right, for who you are and what you do and how you work. Even now, like even this is kind of like a mini session working with you.
yeah, okay. Now I found some testimonials. That's
See,
great.
awesome. I was helping you out. I was doing that talking for that time.
Thank you so much.
You can always fill up time and space. Yeah.
I remember a wonderful thing that happened with a client from the US. Her name was Sue, and she reached out. It was actually in a Facebook group, where lots of healers are, and she was asking for help because she had tremendous pain in her neck and shoulders and couldn't move her head and headaches. And so I was watching if any of the healers would reach out. Those healers that get paid from those people that are asking for help. None of them reached out. And then I said, well, I can't watch that. It was 12 hours later. And I just passed her a message and I said, well, I will sit down and let us connect. Do you have time? And so we had a little session. And next day, she woke up and said, 90% of my pain is gone. Just after we had half an hour, because she's 6 hours back of my time, it was already late. And she said, it continued to dissipate during the day until the pain disappeared altogether. I sometimes have problems with vertigo, which causes extreme nausea and keeps me in bed. When I reached out for help, Martina helped me immediately and brought me relief within minutes. I'm also working with her to heal my emotional turmoil I have with my deceased mom. I have felt my entire life that my mom hated me, and this caused me to make poor choices in my life. After only the first session, I felt I was able to forgive my mom and felt peace inside. I have never felt that before. I'm so grateful. So these are things that are possible in only one session. Where we are. Yeah, somebody listening to the breathing recording and said, this is my go-to tool for pain, and the technique of breathing in and blowing out the candle really helps me release pain and fills my body with a deep sense of ease and peace, like I'm flowing with the current of my life versus upstream. And I turn to this MP3 frequently to help me deal with unexpected stressors and triggers, release them, and to turn back to peace. So just a recording, which is very interesting. Then I helped someone where the mom was transitioning with lung cancer, which was very touching, helping the daughter let go, helping the mom to be peaceful and to just allow what happens. So this is always very, very touching and heartwarming, those situations, but I love them. I really love that. It's such a sacred space when you are with people that have to say goodbye to a loved one. So this is really beautiful. Or then Robert, by the way, Robert is a beautiful musician. He's creating beautiful music. He said, Martina is absolutely fantastic. Her approach is very mindful, wise, and intelligent, and she has helped me with mental, emotional, and physical challenges. Her smile and care, there is something magical with the grace that she has. She really loves what she does, and I love what she offers. So, the words of Robert, I just love.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And the thing is, it's like it's it's emotional, it's mental, it's physical, and it's even at the spiritual level that you help. So it doesn't matter what the issue is. There can be some relief, some change, some result, right?
At the end, nothing can be separated. It's always body, mind, and soul.
Yeah.
And the body has to be in alignment with all the emotions, or the emotions with the body, and all of that has to be in alignment with the spiritual path. If you're fighting the spiritual path, you will not find peace, you will not find a healthy body. So it can only be these three parts that you have to align and work on.
Yeah, it's a mind, body, and soul, holistically, working together holistically. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so Martina, is there anything else that you and or your team would like to share with us today before we go? Any words of wisdom?
Well, I love to share my favorite quote with you, and it's so simple again. I love simple things. Only focus on what you truly want. So the other way around, it would be don't focus on what you don't want. This is the common quote that is known, but I prefer the positive variant. Only focus on what you truly want. And if you think that down to the end, if you do not want to see war on this planet, don't talk about war. Don't tune into the energy. If you do not want to see child trafficking, if you do not want to see corruption, don't tune into the energy. Don't buy into it. Send love to it. Hold the vision of a beautiful world. And the more people that are holding on to this beautiful vision, the easier it will manifest. And it's not long, it will manifest. It's all on a good way, even if it doesn't look like that at the moment. Trust the process. It's all going on in the background. Powerful sources in the background. Trust. Trust it and focus on a beautiful life for everyone. Thank you so much. Lots of blessings to all of you. Thank you for being with me, being with us. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And, and that's the thing. It's like, what is your focus? What are you focusing on, right? So focus on what you want to create, what you would like to see, and send blessings to what is going on that is not working, right? So send blessings, send love and light, but focus on what you want to see and what you want to create. So
Exactly.
Angela says, Martina, you are gifted. Thank you for sharing your gift with the world. It inspires us to find and activate our own gifts. Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful, Angela. Thank you. And Dave Key says, thank you. Appreciate the advice because, you gave so much wonderful wisdom and practical advice for all of us about what we can do to shift some of our situations, right? Roshni also said that was so amazing, the quote, but also the whole call, like what you shared with me about my mom and me is like, that was just like mind blown, it's like I've never heard that. And when of course I know my mom and I are connected, but it's like the soul muscle is like just like, oh God, okay, that's like amazing. Sarita says, thank you, Martina, I am healed. It's like, I got goosebumps. Wow, that's
Thank
oh
you.
my goodness, I got goosebumps all over. And at the beginning of the call, before we even started, some of you were here, some of you were not, but I had already started perceiving the energies because I started itching all over in different parts of my body. I was all itchy. It's like, what the heck is this? But it was the change, the energy of change, right? Yeah. The different frequencies, different energies, etc. Right? So it's like, be willing to receive the change that this call can be for you, right? Be willing to receive the wisdom and the information, but also the energies that Martina and I and our team has been sharing with you to support you, and so that you can be, as Sarita says, I am healed. We are all healed, and we have the capacity to bring more healing to ourselves, right, and to others. But it really is about looking at what is not working for you, emotionally, mentally, all that wonderful stuff. Obviously, I know some of the stuff that's not working for me, and that's showing up in the body, right? Showing up. Yeah. So it's like giving me a message, right? So please, this was such a wonderful call. I just absolutely loved it. Martina is gifted, so talented, so gifted, and so wise, and so freely giving of herself, in this call and other work that she does. Absolutely. So please, if you get a chance, take a look at the 2 packages. They're available at alara.at/show/Martina8. So package A is a package of 10 recordings that you can listen to over and over again. And package B is a package of the 10 recordings plus a 45-minute session with Martina, which, if today was anything, you will love it. She gave little tidbits for us today, but you can receive even more when you have a personal session with her. Bianca says, I concentrated on my area and I have released a lot of stress. It feels so much better. Yeah, I saw you, meditating, being in that space, Bianca, during the whole call, which I thought was awesome, and, you've released so much, and it's like, oh, how I love that, so good. I'm glad. All right. Thank you so much, Martina. This was beautiful. It was better than I could have imagined. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for creating that beautiful sacred space for all of us and for inviting me
Oh
Bye.
yeah, I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad. This was great, and I encourage all of you to, you know, get a session with Martina, or at least get the recordings if you can, and start using them, start playing them, start working with them, and start receiving. Start receiving. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Until
Thank
next
you.
time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love,
Thank
happiness,
you.
prosperity, and radiant health. Lots of radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye bye. Bye.